I drive my car up to the lake as if there's someone to awake. I haven't been to bed for days, I live in a twilight haze. And I set my heart to the setting sun, and I hope that no one else has done it. And the drinks are never far, open up the bar. I miss you every single day. I wait until it's not your way. I hate the way I'm straight.
Yeah, it is really you kind of get used to it after a while. But,
Yeah, well, I do a bit for RDE.
oh, true.
I've had microphone experience.
Yeah. Hey, so let's kind of start. So, Jimmy, you, what's your DJ name?
Subminimal.
Subminimal. I should have known that.
Yeah. Oh, well, not many people do these days.
Yeah, because
Stay low.
you've started, well, you've been working with your mate, Ray, and you've created, you're designing music.
Yeah, and that project's called Transcenic.
Transcenic.
Yeah. So that's, actually making music on a program called Ableton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ableton.
Yeah.
Is that a real super common software?
Yeah,
platform?
it's pretty common in New Zealand, I guess. Well, all over the world, but
Yeah.
most of the people I know that make music use that.
Yeah. Ableton. I've never heard of it, which doesn't probably surprise anyone because I don't make music. But and all types of electronica genres would use that, or
No, there's a few, they call them DAWs. There's a few that are quite common, so there's Logic. There's another one as well. Can't remember. But yeah, Ableton seems to be the most dominant that I know.
oh yeah,
With it, with the people that I hang out with. I
yeah.
guess.
And Transcenic's on Spotify, right? You can look Transcenic up on Spotify.
Yep. We have one EP that we released late last year on Kosher Records. And they put it up on Spotify, yeah.
Yeah, that's a Kiwi label company, I assume.
No, they're from India, actually.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, kosher.
Yep. Or Kosa, I think.
Oh, kosher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just say it with a Kiwi accent.
Yeah. And so how many tracks were on that EP?
There's 3 tracks. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, nice one.
So check it out. We've got some more in the works.
Yeah.
So,
And how would you describe the genre of music that you, make?
oh yeah, this is a good question.
There's a tricky one. Just my uneducated ear would say kind of tribally trance music. I don't know.
Yeah. I think the official genre it got put in was organic house.
Oh, right.
But yeah, sort of tribal, slower, sort of downbeat stuff. It's still pretty groovy though. Like that's the aim, is to have a good groove, but not be like a traditional trance or techno that's real hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And Ray plays a couple of instruments and stuff, and he's able to kind of blend that in, eh?
Yeah. So he plays the saz and a guitar, and then we record that and then play with it a lot inside Ableton, so it doesn't always sound exactly like a normal instrument.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But it gives that kind of live feeling really well.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And do you have vocalists?
No, but it's something that we're maybe looking at, seeing if we can find someone that's keen to do a few vocals for us. At the moment, we just use samples. So just
sweet.
from packs that we've found on the internet.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I had no idea that you could do that, but that's pretty cool. Well, so much stuff is like that these days with design. A lot of people just, they get someone else in a completely different country to do it.
Yeah.
And they pay sometimes a fraction of the price.
Yeah.
Hey, so Jimmy, tell us, how did you get into DJing? Was there a particular party? Was there a particular kind of, dare I say, CD that you first bought, like Deep House something? Not Deep House. What was that one, Milton? Deep Forest.
Oh yeah, Deep Forest.
Probably not Deep Forest.
I used to have
probably
that.
not Deep Forest.
I used to have that on a
Did
tape.
you?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Cassette tape. Nice one.
That was
Yeah.
going back a while.
Yeah. One of my, like, was, into music growing up. I was kind of into the Beastie Boys, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
Whole different stuff. Kind of got into the dance music and the rave scene, and not for long, just for a year or two. And I remember one of the albums I had, jungle and stuff was kind of big, but there was Jam and Spoon, the Tripomatic, Fairy Tales, and then Left Field was massive as well. And there's that kind of more European kind of thing.
No,
which came with train spotting kind of blew that apart and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know, sort of.
What was your pivotal ones?
Start out dance. Well, I've always really been into electronic music. Since I can't remember. I just have like Daft Punk and stuff on tape.
Oh, true. Yeah. Daft Punk, Chemical Brothers. Man, Exoplanet Dust.
Chemical Brothers is the first CD I ever bought.
Was it?
Yeah, that was good. The Hey Boy, Hey Girl.
Yeah.
Superstar DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good chat. So always listened to it for ages, and then kind of went to a few outdoor parties that were pretty interesting back in those days. Small, there wasn't that many, wasn't that cool back then.
No.
And just seeing these people doing the thing and just being like, whoa, how do they do that?
Yeah. So
it was an inspiration.
Did you get into it pretty soon after that, or did you kind of?
Yeah, about 2008. I kind of started figuring it out. Played first set sort of 2009. Yeah, so it's been doing it for a while.
Yeah. And was it vinyl, or did you go straight into the?
I started on CDs.
Oh yeah.
That was the main sort of medium back then.
Yeah.
CDJ 1000s were the players.
Oh yeah.
Pretty good CD players, but try and use them now. It's an interesting experience compared to the technology that we have now.
Yeah.
But then I did end up using vinyl for a while with Serato Scratch.
Oh yeah.
Just because it was the cheapest setup I could find to practice with. Back then you just had a little box that you plugged in with your computer and put they call it DVS, like time code vinyls on, and then you can control the digital music on your computer with the vinyl.
That's right.
Yeah. It's quite a cool setup. And then I have played actual vinyl a few times as well. But my collection isn't huge, so.
No. Yeah, to think that, I remember Echo Records and...
and Galaxy.
Galaxy, that's right. And the amount of money that would have gone through that place, in the 90s and, presumably the 80s and 90s for DJs buying stuff. And there would be, I don't know if they ordered them or they would just wait for shipments to arrive of the new music.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
It was crazy. But now it's just like, must be instantaneous. Like a track is released and it's...
Yeah, it's there. Yep. Sometimes they'll hold out on you, so you can, like on Beatport, you can preview the track. It will say released on X date, and then you can pre-order it, and then you have to wait a little while. I guess kind of like that experience, but they don't do that all the time. Usually as soon as it's out, it's out.
Yeah, that's right.
And the whole world can access it straight away.
Yeah. So when you put your tracks out there, do people purchase them, or is Spotify just dominating? Like for listening purposes, Spotify dominates, and then for what if another DJ wanted to play your music? Yeah,
so Spotify definitely streaming. Everybody's into that.
Yeah,
Apple Music, all this stuff. But for DJs, you'd head to a site like Beatport or TrackSource or something like that.
Yeah,
and then you can purchase the track and download it, kind of like the old school.
Yeah.
But even they are moving to like DJ streaming services that so you can just like connect to the internet with your laptop and play your set, and it'll just load the music straight from the internet. It's kind of good and a bad thing, I think. Like sometimes too much music kind of ruins the experience, I guess. And then you always get the crazy person that comes up and requests something, and you're like, oh god, I can't do that because I don't have it in my collection. But now that's sort of not turning into an excuse. It's interesting, but I guess when you're out in the bush somewhere, there's no internet, so we're still safe.
You're right. I agree. I think sometimes, too much of something, too much of a good thing, right? Because it's hard to discover those hidden gems and all that type of thing, and like the information is so split second that it's changing the way good stuff rises to the top.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
and it does kind of it makes things a bit weirder, eh?
Yeah. There's definitely quite a lot of churn, I find, like especially using Beatport and stuff. I don't use it heaps anymore, but I used to. It's just you have to wade through so much music that's quite average to find the gems. So it can be quite painful being a DJ trying to find new music.
And I suppose each DJ has their specific love of music and what they're looking for, so things will always probably be
totally
different.
Someone must be playing those tunes, but
that's right.
I usually run the other direction quite fast.
Yeah. So, and what's the scene like in Christchurch as far as house music goes, or kind of, because Christchurch is it still kind of traditionally known as a bit of a drum and bass kind of haven?
Yeah, it is, but I think it's sort of changing. These guys down at Flux, they do a lot of like techno house gigs, and they've got quite a young crew coming through and putting on gigs. Cool. It's real awesome. So I've been to a few. It's been quite nice. Good vibes, and it's kind of a semi-outdoor, indoor kind of venue. So if you want to check out some fresh kind of electronic beats, it's a good place. And then there's a few little gigs around town, like people always putting on stuff out in Littleton and stuff like that for town events. And then I guess the outdoor kind of scene's got a bit quieter these days than it used to be, because Massive used to do like the equinox and solstice parties, so you'd be every 3 months there'd be an event.
What's happened to Massive?
They kind of just got to, I think, 20 years old and decided to call it.
What's that guy's name?
There's a few of them.
Oh.
It was kind of a collective of people. One of the main people's names was Guy, actually.
I feel like I've met someone who was involved in that.
Yeah, no, he's still kicking about. See him every now and then. But it was a collective of people. They had it was a trust, actually, and they had a committee and did all the things properly.
Exactly.
Which was pretty cool. And all their time was volunteer as well, which
was
right. Quite amazing for that. Like the effort they put in was huge. So there's that, and then I do the old underground one now and then, But
and that's just off your own back. You have to put up all the
I've fronted all and that, and then there's the other crew, Synchronicity. So Girl Grace does some pretty nice outdoor parties every now and then.
Oh yeah,
there's one coming up actually with Transcenic's been booked.
Oh cool.
October 22nd, I think. Yeah.
And any trouble sourcing locations and stuff, or people, farmers, they're still all into it?
Some of them are. The ones that realise that they can make more money from one weekend of ravers than a whole year of cows usually are pretty keen on us. But,
cool.
It takes a while to get around the politics of that as well,
Yeah.
I think, it's getting harder, I think, because the population density of rural New Zealand is increasing.
Yeah, that's the exact same thing is happening in the urban areas and the central city specifically. I heard them talking about that on the radio the other day, down in Dunedin with the live music.
Yeah, I'd listen to that as well. Yeah, quite interesting. That's definitely an issue in Christchurch as well.
Yeah. So what's happening is they've basically got these venues for nightclubs and bars, playing loud music at night, and then they've got an apartment building being built right next to it.
With no
and so they're getting complaints.
Yeah, that's kind of,
which is insane, because I lived in heaps of central city apartments before the quakes, and that was just a part of living in the city. They were always pretty. They weren't flash apartments.
Yeah,
they were pretty kind of scungy old flats. But man, that's what It's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, I guess the Scungy Flats attract a different kind of person. And they're probably someone who's more into the live music anyway, so they're like...
Yeah.
They were at the pub the whole time it was on.
Yeah.
Whereas I think, like the newer apartments are valued quite higher. So
middle, upper class.
Yeah, the kind of people that are going there aren't necessarily the ones that are actually across the road at the dubstep gig, you know?
Yeah, exactly. They're trying to get little Freddie to sleep.
Yeah, which is kind of fair enough, but then again, you know, these ways of designing these things that actually could coexist quite happily.
I liked what the guy, I think it was the Dunedin mayor said. He said, you know, he didn't have much sympathy for people that, you know, move to the country and complain about the smell. Type of thing.
Yeah.
Right, there's sort of that element of it.
Cities are very noisy places.
Exactly.
Just inherently, you know, you've got, well, for example, the rubbish truck outside right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like that'll be clanging away every day, all night, and all your buses and everything. So,
the cool thing about living in the central city back in the day used to be that you could put your rubbish out when you had rubbish bags any day of the week, and they had to pick it up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, wow.
They had to just clear the streets.
Didn't have a specific day.
No. And then I think, everything got a little bit more strict,
Yeah.
People started getting those little green recycling bins.
Yeah, I remember some of those Scungy Flats down on High Street, sort of Poplar Lane area.
Yep.
Kind of where Smash Palace is and was.
Yeah.
They were cool. Yeah.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, had some interesting people living in there.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. That type of thing really allowed a culture and or a subculture to thrive.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but Christchurch has gone through a unique set of things. It's interesting how different styles of music come from different cities. Yeah. Like, what are who else in Christchurch is producing music and, like, writing it and designing it? Like, is there people play a lot of drum and bass, but do they write drum and bass here?
Yeah,
anyone?
I think they do.
Yeah.
I'll just see if I think of anyone that does.
Putting you on the spot.
You are. There is people here that do write drum and bass and stuff. I'm not super, in with that crew.
Nah,
I enjoy listening to it and stuff, but there's probably one of the more out there guys is Stan Ludic, but he's sort of gone past the drum and bass realm and into something that's quite out there. But he's recently headed off to Berlin.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, probably other people that write is just not even drum and bass, but just electronic stuff.
Yeah, electronica.
Beacon Bloom, they're getting pretty big.
Yeah.
They put on events as well, actually, their little crew.
Mm-hmm.
They're of the underground warehouse variety.
Yeah.
And then, who else is making tunes? Got my friend Thaddeus. He's been making some pretty cool beats. He has yet to kind of put himself out there, though, but what I've heard is great.
Excellent. Because essentially, that's the beauty of electronic music. Oh, I suppose it's like the beauty of any music, right?
Yeah.
If you've got your instruments, you can play in the bedroom. But there was a bit of a, electronica was kind of known for people just tucked away in their bedrooms, and they were
definitely
working away hard at it.
Yeah, it's quite an infectious thing.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, and I think once you get the right tools, your world's pretty unlimited as to what you can do.
That's right.
Like if you can think of that noise, you can make it.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is fascinating to see how the music evolves and where it kind of heads to and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What do you draw inspiration from? Like, how do you go? So you mentioned before that you kind of like want to stick with something groovy. And that's just sort of, that's mainly the bass, is it? Just kind of tuning through a track, kind of.
Yeah. So sort of, I take quite a bit of inspiration from like the progressive house genre, and don't look that up because you'll find something terrible. Because a long time ago, Beatport miscategorized what I would call EDM into progressive house, and then so every time you look for it, you just get a load of shite. But you can find it if you look in the right places, and it's a really kind of beautiful house it's quite melodic and will sort of build up over the space of 7-minute track.
Yeah.
And never really go anywhere. But
Oh, yeah.
you kind of, when you mix it, you can build over an hour quite a big thing.
Yeah.
And that was kind of always the point of it, I think.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. So it's not one of those ones where it's like sort of instant gratification, like waiting for what they call the drop or whatever.
Yeah. Nah, the drops are usually quite minimal,
Yeah.
as opposed to like huge build-ups.
Yeah.
And then drop for 20 seconds and then have another one.
Yeah, that's right.
That's quite.
I notice on TikTok and stuff like that, it could be just my my algorithm or whatever it is. But I see a lot of DJs and stuff
Yep.
doing parties and security guards dancing. It's like, what? How have I ended up with
Some good TikTok content.
this TikTok content of security guards dancing
Nice.
at raves and stuff?
They do every now and then. I've met some nice security guards over the years.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, they're pretty. When you get good ones, they're pretty fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't have them at your gigs, mainly.
Nah, not usually. Not the real small ones.
Not your
But,
ones.
Yeah.
So how many people head along to yours?
Last one. Well, my last one actually got cancelled because of the weather. But the one before was about 250 people.
Wow.
Yeah, which
That's
is
awesome.
kind of getting a bit big,
Right.
for my liking, to be honest.
Yeah.
But there's, just ways of dealing with it.
Yeah, true.
Security guards.
Yeah.
And helpful people is
By the
another
way,
one.
that must take a lot of organisation and stuff.
Yeah, it is a bit of an effort, but it's
Yeah.
got a good crew.
Yeah. So you're an electrician by day and a DJ by night.
Yes, yeah.
Those two things go together pretty well. I mean, you've got a creative outlet and electrical stuff. You can't be probably that creative.
Yeah, sometimes I can. Although I think I like doing like lighting design and stuff. It's quite good. Like,
cool.
Yeah, when you sort of show people new products and different ways of thinking about lights, that can be quite a creative process.
Yeah.
Which I enjoy. Yeah.
But your main day-to-day gig is probably more stock standard electrical kind of.
Yeah.
Like you did for me the other day, putting in an oven.
Yeah. That was the week of ovens. I think I did like 5 that week. I don't know. It just when it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some months I'll go without doing any.
Yeah.
Yeah, just doing that sort of basic stuff. But also, right up to doing shop fitting for Cosmic, which is a really fun gig. They're good people to work for, and that's a more creative kind of electrical work as well, because you're helping them create, a whole
an environment
store and vibe,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, totally.
That's quite good. I enjoy doing the shop fitting. But more of a challenge.
Lighting's huge.
Yeah.
And what is, like the DJing, how far do you reckon you want to take it? You're sort of happy at this stage, and also like the writing of music, how far do you want to take that? Do you have kind of like goals, or you just kind of...
So, we do. I've kind of don't do the DJing as much now, only just when people ask me to, which is fine. So, I'm putting more of the energy into the Transcenic project. And sort of we have goals here to release another EP or more singles before the end of the year.
Cool.
And fingers crossed, I think we've got something coming on a Beaten Path VA release. So it'll be a full album, 10 tracks, whatever, with one of ours in there.
Yeah.
Beaten Path's a kind of New Zealand / Australian label, quite big in the progressive house world.
Yeah.
And then another little goal that we have is get to Australia and play some shows.
Yeah.
Which, fingers crossed, can happen hopefully next year.
Yeah.
Yep. See how we go.
Yeah.
Might start hitting some people up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Ray has
that's cool.
quite a few contacts over there from doing his Spoonhead projects, which is more trancey stuff.
Oh yeah.
And that's what he's quite well known for. So.
I see.
Yeah, so hopefully we can... It's quite a good combo for us as well, because I can DJ, he can play as Spoonhead, and then we can both play as Transcenic. So, see, if someone's doing a festival, there's a few options there.
Yeah, exactly.
More bang for your buck, which is cool. We've actually got a gig in Wellington on the 3rd of September, which is a fundraiser for Psycare.
Side care.
Psycare. It's
Psycare.
like for outdoor festivals when people get a bit carried away, they'll look after you.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're heading up to Wellington to play for them.
Yeah.
Subminimal, Transcenic, Spoonhead, and then I think there's 2 other DJs as well.
Yeah. Is the drug scene still kind of... I'd say the drug scene. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah.
But, a drug's still a part of the rave scene. That's how I should have worded it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, people still are keen on that.
Yeah, because I noticed there's a lot of testing and stuff going on with
that
type of thing.
know
Becoming...
your stuff. They're pretty cool crew.
Yeah.
They've done some amazing work, I think, for people, and they put releases out all the time about what's out there and, what to look out for and stuff like that, which is really good. Like harm reduction is their aim.
Yeah, exactly.
Because obviously, banning it doesn't work.
No, that's right. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I mean, it would be awesome to hear. I wonder how much prevention they have. I wonder how much impact they have had.
I'd say it's reasonably significant.
Yeah. Because what kind of effects were they trying to avoid? Obviously you hear about death, but that's probably not super common. But
we'll try to keep it that way.
Is it just if MDMA gets a bit kind of mixed up and stuff, and other crap starts getting put into it?
Yeah, or completely other chemicals.
So 100%
is that.
Yeah,
that's probably the ideal thing to avoid.
So is it kind of what would the person experience?
Well,
just illness.
I've just from what I've read and the latest one from what I've seen in the news is the MDMA, and they've replaced it with something they call bath salts.
Oh,
I'm not sure what its official chemical name is.
Yeah, we've all heard of that from people in America, but it's eating each other.
And they've kind of the dosage is much less. So for a normal dose of MDMA, it's like a quarter for the bath salt. So if they think it's MDMA and then take 4 times as much, it's a bad time all round, And that's kind of what Know Your Stuff of really out to prevent is you take your stuff to them and they have a little sample and use a spectrometer to analyse it and tell you what it is and then tell you not to take it. Yeah,
exactly.
Kind of makes sense.
Yeah, heck yeah.
That's so cool how the Psycare people are on the field.
Yeah.
And that's so awesome.
There's a few groups out there that are, trying to help, I guess. It was quite hard a while ago, but recently the government's changed the laws so that Know Your Stuff can do the testing legally now, which they couldn't 3 years ago. Which is good. They used to, it was a whole weird thing. Trying to get them to do it. You had to put it on the thing for them, they couldn't touch it.
Oh, yeah.
But now they can actually do the sampling properly. Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Cool. And, sweet, so you got some gigs coming up?
Yeah, a few gigs. So, this one in Wellington, 3rd of September, and then...
And that's with Transcenic, isn't it? Yep.
And then Synchronicity, again, Transcenic. And then looking at playing at Twisted Frequencies, which is a New Year festival in Takaka. Yep. Which will be cool.
Cool.
And then whatever else pops up in between.
Yeah. Would you ever go commercial if someone wanted to buy one of your tracks and chuck it on a Toyota ad?
That's a good question.
The new Toyota Hilux.
Oh, bugger. I think for something like that, we'd probably write them something special.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
that's
I don't know.
cool.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, I suppose that's definitely an option, right?
Yeah, totally. If someone come to us and said, I've got another friend, Ben Fien. He's a German dude, but he's quite keen on moving to New Zealand.
Yeah.
He's currently in Mexico at his friend's wedding. But he makes kind of techno, more German style techno.
Oh, yeah.
But he produced a whole album for a cafe, actually, just for their listening background music.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Did they have a franchise, like a whole chain of cafes that they could roll it out to, maybe? Or
I'm not sure. He just
yeah.
said, I just made this
Yeah.
it's not techno, it's more melodic sort of atmospheric stuff, but yeah.
So by the sounds of things, it's sort of, you could produce certain tracks and have them online, and people could purchase them for a more commercial kind of thing. But
yeah, I don't know.
It's hard to know.
I think I'm just like doing it for the love at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. True.
Yeah, we haven't made any money out of it.
No.
Either. You get paid for gigs, but they usually just cover the costs, and then you go and buy a new synthesizer or something. Yeah. And then you're back at zero again. Yeah.
No, fair enough.
I think old Barry Crump with his Toyota ad, I think he went, I read his autobiography, that he just went into a car dealership and laid down the plan.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Said, this is a great idea. They put it forth to them. So
yeah. Oh, well, yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah, you could just go in there and sell it to them.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Well, spare afternoon, I'll go hit them up. Might be more suited to like Volkswagen or something.
True. Yeah, German car.
Yeah, German car. Get industrial music.
Yeah. I've written a few questions down, just sort of scanning through them. So, what's the craziest? Did you used to go to the gathering? Was it the gathering?
No, that's slightly. I was at primary school then.
Oh,
yep.
But I
went there. Yep.
A few friends that went there.
Yeah.
There's some. Yeah.
What's the craziest parties you've ever been to?
Oh, that's a good question. Craziest, probably like Fusion Festival in Germany. That was pretty out the gate.
Yeah.
75,000 people, and it's like on an old airfield, like from the war.
Mm-hmm.
And they have these like the old Earth aeroplane hangars and stuff still there. And just like 20 stages of house music, pretty much.
Full on.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy, and like I guess the classic New Zealand experience of a festival is you can hear, you can cruise around in bare feet on the grass, like, and that's fine. But there you have to wear shoes the whole time because people were like smashing bottles and But it's a really nice festival. Like totally loved it. Everybody was really friendly. But someone described it to me as house punks. Are the people that go, so they like got their steel cap boots and jackets and stuff, but they're just all listening to house music. Yeah. It's quite funny.
Oh, wicked.
And probably the other one that I really enjoyed is in New Zealand is Shipwrecked. I guess it's not crazy, but it's a really good festival. Awesome. And then the other one, probably Knockengorrick in Scotland. It's quite small. Not very much electronic music, but it's real good.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, awesome. Just the vibe and just the way people party is really wholesome and cool. Yeah.
That's cool.
They get pretty loose.
The Scottish.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely an experience if you're ever in that part of the world.
Yeah. Oh, full on. That's cool. I haven't really travelled that much, but it sounds like you've done a bit of travelling. And
Yeah. In the past, I've scooted around a few places. Love to go back to Europe again. Do some more festivaling.
Yeah.
The Australians have some pretty good stuff too, actually.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Yep. But closer as well.
Do you miss working with coffee? Because for a while there you were...
a machine tech for a wee while.
Yeah.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I miss fixing coffee machines.
The thing is with coffee, I mean, you can always... It doesn't take too much to have your own... Have you got a coffee machine you can take along to the gigs?
Yep. So we've got we call it the Techno Espresso.
Yep.
It's a little single group machine. And because it's a cafe grade, I don't mind letting people loose on it because it's pretty hardy.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've got another one at home I've got to fix up. Just a little 2-group Chimbali. Bought off Chamey for $500.
Oh, yeah.
When I get some time, I'll do a bit of a quick resto on it. But I like fixing machines. It's really, really fun. But sort of.
It's awesome having you come in and work on our Slayer because, as you know, Slayer sort of has its ups and downs.
Yeah, I think all coffee machines do, eh? Like,
that's true, yeah.
They've all got their finicky little thing that they do, or, you know, their, good and bad points.
I need to get another water filter.
Yep.
I keep on buying one off of this company online. Well, I say I keep on buying it. I've bought 2 of them.
Yep.
The first one took months to show up. The second one just has not shown up.
Oh, really?
And I don't think it ever will.
Well, it's just got lost in the...
I don't know what.
In the mail.
It's kind of annoying.
Courier took it home.
Your on-air sign as well.
Yes.
Oh, my on-air sign.
Should be in the post.
I was going to get a little on-air sign podcast
nice.
and have it up.
Yeah, nice.
That one's gone. I should check my bank account to see whether the money ever went out or what happened.
Yeah, check your orders. Yeah, man. I don't know. I'd probably do the coffee machines again if, you know, the right
Saw a opening for it.
right opportunity.
What's the filter like? You enjoying that filter?
Yeah, it's good.
It's pretty sweet, eh?
As always, yeah.
Yeah. I actually, tell you the truth, I had to throw in about 8 grams of espresso just to get the quantity right. So it's my own.
Fine.
It's my own blend.
Yeah.
It's Colombian.
Definitely.
Hey, so Jimmy, do you play any musical instruments yourself?
Not currently.
Yeah.
I did learn the piano when I was younger.
Oh yeah.
Got
That must
to
help.
the grade 4 classical piano.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. It's definitely good having that musical base, you know, like a lot of the theory and stuff, and
Yeah, exactly.
just how things work is quite handy coming into the electronic world. Yeah, and having the ear for keys and things as well. You know, you can tell the difference, and you really know when something's not working because you're just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whereas, some people that may not have been trained in music as much might not recognise that as fast. You know?
No. Yeah. My son's just started learning the recorder, and
I did the recorder once. Yeah.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah. It's a good instrument to learn.
Yeah. Well, that's right. It's a good start one, and I've just learning alongside him again. I did music for quite a while, and it's one of those things that I often think about. I think, man, if I started learning a musical instrument now, in 10 years' time, I'd be pretty good, right?
Yeah, for sure. If you keep up the practice, that's what I found
It's all practice.
It's all just doing it. Like quite a few people have said to me, like, to learning Ableton Live, I guess, which is my instrument now. Just do 5 minutes a day. And sometimes 5 minutes will turn into an hour.
So you practice DJing or
or producing,
yeah.
And sometimes 5 minutes will just be 5 minutes, but at least you went and did it, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And that you could apply that to any instrument, really.
True.
Yeah.
And
a friend of mine's just picked up the saxophone.
Yeah.
During COVID, I don't know, he must be about 40, and now he's doing a course at somewhere, Hagley or something like that.
Yeah,
and
nice.
He's loving it, man.
Yeah.
It's like just getting better and better.
Yep. I don't think it's ever too late to start doing music, eh? Like, definitely not.
No, that's true. When I went to the rock shop and bought all of this equipment and stuff, they've just got crap, like this is out at Hornby. They've got crap loads of guitars and everything, and they said the sales of guitars globally are declining, and they're kind of expensive, but yeah, you said all of the mixing equipment and stuff is on the increase. Podcasting gear, it's all on the increase.
Yeah.
So,
definitely. People are well into DJing. It's quite impressive compared to when I started doing it.
Totally.
And then, there's a lot more people getting into the, like, live electronic music, like drum machines and what are they called? Sequences and stuff like that. So, you can program in a sequence of stuff and send it off to your different things, which is the more traditional way of making electronic music. So, and then Ableton can link into that as well. And it's a pretty unlimited option world if you want to do stuff.
Yeah. The first guy that I met at the rock shop. I kind of took a look at him and I thought, this kid's into heavy metal or whatever. But he was into like electronica.
True.
So it might have been that rave punk or whatever it was, that house punk.
Yeah. It sounds like it was a house punk. Yeah,
possibly. He mentioned Aphex Twin.
Oh yeah.
What's that? Where are they at?
Aphex Twin.
He's been around for a long time,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, the classic track everyone, well, not everyone knows, but most people knows, The Window Liquor. That whole album's pretty out there.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
revolutionary at the time.
Yeah.
Just that real glitchy kind of offbeat stuff that, you know, that back then I think a lot of people were like, well, how did you make that sound, you know? Like,
yeah.
Why did you put that beat there, sort of?
Because back then as well, it would have been a whole different way of creating those sounds.
Yes, way less computers. All kind of, you'd program your sequencer up and away you go.
Yeah, I love it how there's that kind of process of doing it, and often it's the restrictions that produce the most interesting results when they don't have everything at their disposal and they're having to kind of search a little bit harder for what they're trying to create.
Yeah, so good sort of examples of that if you go back to like the late 80s, sort of early 90s electronic music when there was no computers at all, really. Or maybe the old Amiga 500. And they were making like what genre called acid house. And that's like, you listen to it now and you're just like, holy...
How did they do that?
Yeah, it's amazing.
That acid house, that's that kind of whirling, that real...
And the classic synthesizer they had was the 303, which is like saw wave, square wave. Really basic synthesizer, but just made this like sort of noise, and then filtering that, and it turns into this really crazy sound. That was the definition of it. Yeah. And all then pressed to vinyl.
It's incredible.
And played it at some really funny little parties.
That's right.
There's a good BBC like podcast documentary on it. I can't remember what it's called.
So what music do you listen to? Do you listen to... I follow Mixmag on whatever it is. Something or other, Instagram or Facebook or something. And I really enjoy looking at their articles and stuff on different DJs and stuff. And
So now, usually if I'm going... Depends what I'm up to, but... Listening to music just at work or whatever, I'll usually hit SoundCloud. Really like... it's kind of weird at the moment. I just have a free account because I'm a bit of a tight ass sometimes. And they're supposed to play you ads every couple of tracks, you know. But for some reason there's no ads at the moment. So, you know, I guess the world's cut their advertising budget. So, so it's actually quite a nice experience. So, head on there and I'll usually like either look up a label and just hit play all and away it goes, or hit radio station and that kind of will just make you up stuff like Spotify does. Kind of prefer SoundCloud a bit to Spotify because it's a bit more underground. Spotify drives me crazy. If you pick a particular genre, you just get sometimes just a whole collection of terrible music that isn't from that genre, right? Like punk, for example. You'll get some kind of crazy... I've found
something off the radio.
Algorithms aren't... Well, maybe they're trying to lead us that way due to financial influences, or they're just not that good anymore. Spotify used to be real good at sticking to genres, but for some reason not so much now. I don't know why. So I've found SoundCloud's like the way for me. The other one, if I want to check out like full DJ mixes, is Mixcloud. They have... Like DJs will upload, hour, 2 hour, 3 hour mixes onto that. That's quite good. And then just good old fashioned YouTube as well.
And RDU, right?
And RDU, So that's the other thing. I play on RDU with do a show called The Rhythm Zone. With Mike T and Dreamer. So there's 3 of us, and we
what days and when's that?
So it's every second Friday. From 6 till 8.
Cool.
So did one last Friday, so there won't be one this Friday. So the next, and it alternates with a show called Get Lost, which is in a similar vein of music anyway. So sometimes we cover each other. Which is good. It's quite cool. I've been doing that for a few years now with Mike, and then Dreamer jumped on as well a couple of years back. So awesome. It's nice having 3 people to do a show, because it means if you've got something else on or whatever, because it is a Friday, so it's
true.
it's a busy time of the week. But yeah, I've been doing radio pretty much as long as I've been DJing.
Yeah.
So I used to do a show on Volcano Radio in Littleton when that existed.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, which was good fun.
Yeah, I think people kind of forget about radio, but that has, once again, always had a pretty influential kind of...
yeah.
On certain scenes, and especially RDU, like a real niche. Like, I don't know, the shows that I remember from back in the day were Cacophony, the heavy metal show, and then there was Beats and Pieces, hip hop, and
the Dollar Mix show.
P3. There was one called Program 3.
Yeah, I've got a Program 3 tape at home.
Oh yeah,
from the 90s.
Yeah, well, I've probably got one rattling around the car as well.
Yeah, no, that's a great show. Yeah, there's the sort of, I guess, what do you call it, hardstyle, happy hardcore kind of mix show.
Yeah.
So much energy. Yeah, amazing.
So, and that would really, unify people and stuff, and people would tune in, and it was a massive thing.
Yep.
Although that was probably a little bit before the internet.
yeah.
Can't believe I'm talking like that, but yeah.
Yeah, pre-internet days.
Yep.
Yeah, no, RDU's been a bit of a stable in the Christchurch electronic scene anyway, There's a whole variety of, DJ shows and other shows as well.
What about the other radio station? I can't think for at the moment, that went hardcore electronica.
Oh, Pulsar.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that still around?
Yeah, that's still kicking around. Kind of got brought out by one of the big two radio networks. I can't remember which one. But they're still doing their thing.
Yeah.
So it's gone a little bit more professionalised.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did a show on there for a little while as well. It was called Organic Robot.
Oh, yeah.
With a couple of mates of mine.
That started off as a central city, almost like a pirate radio, I guess.
Yeah, I remember that, where they had their little studio on Manchester Street.
That's right,
A few floors up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they were kind of, I guess, alternative to RDU, and they were way more just hardcore dance music.
That's right, yeah. Whatever hour of the day.
Yeah, yeah, which was it's a good, I don't know, it's nice to have something that sticks to it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because RDU did get a wee bit frustrating sometimes when, you wanted to hear drum and bass and they were playing indie rock. You're just like,
yeah. Do you ever listen to other, do you ever listen to punk or anything else?
No, so I do listen to other musics, yeah. Like, went to the orchestra in the town hall a while back. Cool. That was really nice.
Yeah, I really want to do that with the kids and stuff.
Yeah, it goes all right. It's amazing. Like the town, I don't know if you've been back in the town hall since the earthquake.
I think I have, but it could have just been for Peppa Pig.
Oh yeah. Well, it's kind of exactly how it was pre-earthquake. It was kind of amazing. You walk into there and
it's magical. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, so I went and saw the CSO. That was really good.
Awesome.
And it's been a few live shows and stuff, like, Wonder Bar and like that, yeah. Yeah, I'm not super hardcore, but most of the time I am.
I hardly ever see live music. Milton went and saw, Die 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 and...
Oh yeah, that was at the art gallery the other night. It was just a Flying Numb label putting on a few of the bands that have signed up with them. Yeah, Die Die Die, they're freaking awesome, man. I love punk.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, I think if someone hit me up and was like, let's go to this gig or whatever, and it looked cool, I'd definitely head along. Like, I'm not adverse to other music.
No.
Yeah.
No, I was just wondering if you had a pet sort of
pet thing.
Random musical.
Yeah, it would probably be going to see the orchestra some more.
Yeah. Yeah. It's freaking cool. I listened to Die 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 as well, Milton, the other day when I was working, because I discovered this band from the 70s called... What's it called? Now I've forgotten. Jonathan, someone, and the Modern Lovers.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like pre-Ramones. And then I went on to the Ramones, which I'd never listened to before, and then went straight from them to Die Die Die.
Oh, well.
Which is a bit random, tangent. But yeah.
Well, even Motorhead is like more punky.
Yeah.
Lemmy was saying that it's a punk style.
Yeah.
People think it's hard rock and roll or whatever.
I'll have to say,
if you really listen to it, you can see the punk in it.
Yeah. But there's nothing better than listening to the first album that a band or artist performs or records or whatever.
Yeah.
I find that cool. I mean, often they come from somewhere else and they've got another thing, like they've got another bunch of history. But then, but yeah, I love going back to those first
I think
albums.
Subminimal Dub springs to mind for that.
True.
Yeah. I was a pretty big fan of them.
Yeah.
Well, still am. But yeah, their early albums are so much different to what they do now. Yeah.
What would you like for breakfast, Jimmy?
I think I'd go for the porridge, actually.
Cool, man.
Oh, yeah, sweet.
Sweet. Thanks for coming in. And, we'll have Ray in one time and perhaps he can, I don't know, do a set or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Yeah, get us both in and we can bring some gear in and play some tunes or maybe go through some creative process or whatever.
Yeah, it's such a small espresso bar, but we could do it for the podcast. We could just, it's a little venue.
Yeah, you were talking about that earlier. Yeah,
it's a very little venue.
Yeah, that could be fun. Yeah,
I remember hearing back in the day. This is my mate, my brother-in-law Craig. He said, people in the UK. Remember how they'd sort of dance like this? It was just because there was hardly any room.
Gun fingers.
If you were just kind of all squashed in, you'd be dancing kind of like this, and you'd be like, oh. You can throw your arms around.
Yeah. You packed in the club like sardines.
So that would be like Pilgrim. Would be packed in.
Yeah.
Just jumping up and down.
Or we could just have a max 2 persons.
Yeah.
one in, one out policy. Yeah.
But the opposite of gun fingers must be the pogo, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Pogo stick. Got it.
Sweet as. Cheers, Jimmy.
All right. No worries. Thanks, David.
Cool.